Return of the Jedi is widely considered to be the best movie of the entire Star Wars franchise. And while I don't exactly share that opinion, I can't deny the genius this film conveys or the emotion that it carries. And before I get into my main topic, I'll ask you, what is your favorite line of dialogue from Return of the Jedi? Let me know down in the comments. When we are first introduced to Vader in Episode 4, he is exactly who we all remember him to be. Cold, ruthless, more machine than man. But when Anakin is redeemed, none of that is the case. We see a frail, withered old man, a victim of his own fear, anger, and hatred, filled with regret, waiting to die alone. So how did we get here? How did we go from the most terrifying and infamous villain in all of cinema history to the epitome of redemption? Well, there were several key scenes throughout the trilogy, but there was one moment in particular that shines as the absolute turning point for Anakin. We've all seen this scene dozens of times, but I'm surprised that I don't really hear people talking about it as much. When Luke turns himself over to Vader on Endor, he tries desperately to reason with his father, pleads with him to return to the light. Luke reminds Vader of who he once was. Vader responds by saying,
"That name no longer has any meaning for me."
But through the robotic tone, we can almost hear an air of insecurity, almost as if he's attempting to convince himself. Once again, Luke pleads with his father, seeing the last ounce of good in him that Padme spoke of with her dying breath. Luke says the Emperor hasn't driven it from him fully, and with a pause, Vader speaks the best line of the entire movie, and my favorite line in all of Star Wars.
"It is too late for me, son."
We don't believe him. Luke doesn't believe him. And even Vader doesn't believe himself. At this moment, the cold facade falls to the wayside, and the hope that Luke and all of us thought was impossible starts to show. This is the ultimate turning point, the moment that made Anakin's redemption possible. The best line in all of Star Wars.